They're in the gate, and they're off in the Smarty Jones Stakes. Top line growth is away well from the outside. Spun to Run, Bethlehem Road showing his speed down at the inside. Great Magician is in between horses. Now Majid bobbled just slightly there at the start, and he will be caught wide now into the first turn. And late running Cairo Cat quite content to take back. He'll set down inside at the back of the pack last of the sixth as they round the first turn. So Bethlehem Road gets to the front. The first quarter was strong here, 23-1. That lead is just over a length and a half. Top line growth will sit a stalking trip on the outside, second by a neck. Good trip for Spun to Run. He looks to have some run. Trying to settle down in behind Bethlehem Road. Majid is now fourth on the outside, up within 3 lengths of the lead, 2 in front of Great Magician with 5/8 to go. Cairo Cat continues on hold at the back. So Bethlehem Road 19-1 with the half in 47-1. Unopposed running to the half-mile pole. Top line growth moves in a closer second. Spun to Run continues to get a great trip at the inside. Great Magician has better than 3.5 to make up. Majid has dropped back on the outside. Cairo Cat still trying to find his best stride in the back. 3 furlongs to go in the Smarty Jones Stakes. Looks like there's room between horses for Spun to Run. Top line growth coming up with Bethlehem Road 3 wide. And Great Magician is making a big move. Great Magician coming very well on the far outside as they approach the top of the stretch. Spun to Run has come on to get the lead. Great Magician now ranging up on the outside. Top line growth trying to stay with those two. But Great Magician's just going to blow by. Great Magician has taken the lead with an 8 to go. Spun to Run, though, fights on the inside. Spun to Run fighting with Great Magician. 16 to go. Great Magician ahead. Spun to Run on the inside. Spun to Run. Great Magician. Dramatic stretch run. Here's the wire. Spun to Run fought on. It looked like Spun to Run will get the nod over Great Magician in a dramatic finish in the Smarty Jones Stakes. And they're off in the Ballezzi Appreciation Mile, and Spun to Run broke sharply. And Spun to Run will take the lead into the first turn. Just to his outside sits Someday Jones second. Carlos L now with a rush on the inside. And the Panamanian star Carlos L will quickly take the lead. So Spun to Run will settle back into the second spot with Someday Jones 3 wide running third. VIP Code with a spot at the inside fourth. Fat Man fifth. Forewarned is on the outside sixth and only 3.5 back as they turn into the back stretch. Zidane has a spot down inside next, and at the back are the 2 trailers. Senior Investment, who is just to the inside of Ballezzi. The first quarter was 24-1. As they move up the backstretch, Carlos L is in charge. Carlos L bounding along a length and a half, stalked by Spun to Run second. VIP Code sits third at the inside. Someday Jones still close up with the clear on the outside fourth after a 47 3/2 mile for Carlos L. So Carlos L moves to the far turn, leading just a length. Here comes Spun to Run. And with 3/8 to go, Spun to Run will power right past Carlos L. Spun to Run with a sharp move, and with 5/16 to go, the lead is quickly 4. On the inside now, Carlos L trying to hold second as Someday Jones is now coming up to him. After that comes VIP Code and Fat Man. But with that 3/8 move, Spun to Run has blown this one open with a furlong to go. It's a 6-length lead. Someday Jones on the outside giving chase. Carlos L has dropped back. Forewarned a late bit on the far outside, but Spun to Run is already wrapped up. What a performance today by Spun to Run. He will just come coasting under the line as tons the best. Wow! Spun to Run by better than 6 on the wire. Someday Jones was second, then Forewarned, and Carlos L is the winner of the MP Ballezzi Appreciation Mile. A sensational performance today by number 4, Spun to Run. He is a 3-year-old hard.
Bull has gone right into the starting gate here, and they're all in line. We are ready for the start. They're off. In the dirt mile, Improbable had a good beginning, and it is Spun to Run who's sent out to the early lead. Blue Chipper's got speed to the outside. It's these two, 1-2, making their way into the turn, and Cold Front settles in behind them. Then Improbable on the inside, who slips through an opening and now is 3.5 lengths off the lead. Mr. Money is 3 wide, and Snapper Sinclair. Omaha Beach is racing about 7 lengths behind as they make their way toward the backstretch. Diamond Oops is next, then Ambassadorial, and Giant Expectations is the trailer. 23:05 was the opening quarter mile. Spun to Run onto the backstretch in front. Korea's Blue Chipper is second, and he's a length and 3/4 behind. Mr. Money and Improbable heads apart, just ahead of Cold Front running along in 5th. Then a break of another 2 to Snapper Sinclair. Omaha Beach coming from well behind today. He's about 9 lengths off the lead. And now Mike Smith is starting to hand ride him a bit, trying to get him to go as they make their way into the turn. The half was 46.51. The Giant Expectations, Time It Oops, and Ambassadorial. Spun to Run leads them along. He's been on top every step of the way with Blue Chipper chasing him around that far turn. It's another 3 lengths back to Mr. Money. Omaha Beach is going to make his move on the far outside. He's floated very wide. He went 4 deep on the turn, but he's starting to pick it up. And they're into the stretch with Spun to Run and Cat. The one to catch coming to the 8th pole. Spun to Run drifting out with the lead. Blue Chipper on the inside is second. Omaha Beach has made his way up into third, but Spun to Run has run away. Gerard Ortiz and Spun to Run, the real deal of the dirt mile. They won it by 3.5 lengths. Omaha Beach was second, Blue Chipper was third, Snapper Sinclair was fourth.